Good everyone, you're watching Radio Fixes. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to fix if your display is too zoomed in your Windows 11 or with your previous version of Windows. Now, you can go ahead and try a couple of steps to get this issue resolved. Now, the first thing what I would suggest you to do is to modify the scale and display resolution settings in your Windows machine. To do this, what you will have to do is you will have to do a right click on the start button and then click on settings. Once you're on the settings page, on the left hand side, you may go ahead and click on system. Once you're on the system, on the right hand side, click on display. Under display, look for scale and display resolution. Now under this section, you can go ahead and change the size of the text, apps and the other items. Now from the drop down list, you can go ahead and select the one which has been set to recommended. In my case, I have set for recommended. In case if for you, if it has been set to something else other than the recommended, go ahead with the recommended settings and see how it works. In case if the recommended doesn't work, then go ahead with the best fit for your current display. And see if it works. Once it is done, you may also go ahead and customize your scale settings by clicking on this arrow, where you can do a custom scaling from the numbers 100 to 500, where enter a custom scaling size between 100 to 500%, and which is not recommended. And maybe you can go ahead with 100 to 500 and see if which one fits the best. Once it is done, you may go ahead and restart the computer and check if the issue has been resolved. In case if the issue has been not resolved, come back to the settings, system settings, and under display resolution, make sure from the drop down, choose the one which has been best suits for you. First, always go ahead with the recommended one. In case if the recommended one doesn't fix a problem, then you can choose the one which best suits for you. Choose the display which best suits for you. Once it is done, you can go ahead and click on save changes, and that should fix the problem. Now, in spite all this step, if you're still facing a problem, the next step what I would suggest you to do is I would suggest you to go ahead and restart the computer and check if the issue has been resolved. Now, in spite of restarting the computer, if you're still facing a problem, the next step is to go ahead and roll back the display driver. Now, if this issue was seen after installing the recent update on your Windows PC, then you can go ahead and roll back your display driver and check if it helps. So how do you go ahead and check or roll back the display driver? You can do a right click on the start button and then click on device manager from the list of options here. Under this, once you have the device manager open, you can go ahead and look for display adapters. Now, based on your display or the graphic card, you will see the list of display drivers installed on the computer. So what you can do is, in case if you want to roll back the graphic card or display drivers, you can do a right click and then click on properties and then click on drivers. Under drivers, you will see an option which says rollback driver. Now, in case if you see an option to rollback driver, click on rollback driver. That will go ahead and roll back your display drivers to the last update which was done for your Windows. Once it is done, once you roll back the driver, restart the computer and check if the issue has been resolved. Now, in case if you're still facing a problem in spite of trying all this step, the next step is to go ahead and update your display driver. Now, to go ahead and update your display driver, you will have to do a right click on the start button and then click on device manager. Once you're on the device manager, you may go ahead and look for display driver, and like I said earlier, you might have a different display driver listed here based on the number of graphic cards or graphic driver, choose the one which you have listed here. Under this section, you can do a right click on the default one to begin with, and then click on properties. You'll have to go ahead and do a right click and then click on update driver. Under update driver, you will have to go ahead and click on search automatically for the drivers. What this will do is this will go ahead and check if there are any best drivers which are installed on the computer, which will go ahead and install it by itself. Now, in spite of trying this, what you can also do is you can go ahead and click on the option which says search for the updated drivers from the Windows update. So basically it will go ahead and check for all the possible drivers from the Windows update, see if there are any updates available for your Windows. If there are any updates available, go ahead and install those updates, restart the computer and check if the issue has been resolved. In case if that should fix a problem. Now, in spite of trying all this step, if you're still facing a problem, I would suggest you to leave me a comment in the comment section so that I can come up with a possible solution. I hope this video was useful. In case if you like this video, please make sure to hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a great day.